It's Ronnie, and welcome to the Punch It Out Thursday to Die for where we will all be using our punches and or dies or and create a layout, or it might only be me. It's also a very late 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos YouTube hop hosted by Miranda, and it is also Baby Got Scraps. So any layout I plan on doing this month will have scraps because I'm going to use them up. But it is. I think everything's got a playlist down there except Punched Out Thursday. I'm going to scrap this photo here. It is a favorite. However, it didn't look quite like this when it started out as my favorite. I am going to use that Creative Memories template with the red and the green colors and the Altenew die. I'm going to use this October Afternoon Daily Flash. This is Cartabella Little Boy, and that's where my scraps are from. Well, I have some cardstocks too, and I am going to use those punches over there to the right. I'm going to use the heart, and I will show you the punch, but I forgot right there. And the 1 inch punch for the top part of the head, and that's that orange one over to the right hand side. And I went ahead and glued the heart on there before I did the inking because I really didn't want the lines for the pointy part of the heart showing up as much, so I didn't ink them. I am using the dies. Well, I think one of them, no, neither one of them is for the eyes. They started to be, but they were too big. And I'm going to make some spots on blue here. And I'm using that brush, and this is crystal blue from Close to My Heart. It's an older one. I don't know how old, but it's the kind that you have to flip the lid. It's not magnetic, so it is old. And the reason my blue is this size is because I wanted these two petals here, which I will remember to show you the punch, which is surprising that I do remember. But I wanted those petals for the ears. I would have liked this bigger one and made him bigger, but it has ruffles on the bottom, and you can't see it real good. There it is. But the biggest one has like little ruffle things because it is a flower. But I wanted the one that's shaped like this. And I'm going to add the ears, just kind of standing up because, a lot of time blue is running and the ears are kind of flopping and up in the air. And watching the video, I thought I should have made one go up higher than the other instead of making them so even because that would have been cute too. And I really don't know where all the spots are on blue, but I figured that nobody else would either, unless it would be Malachi or my oldest grandson, Casey. But I used a heart for his nose here. Watching the video, I'm thinking maybe I should have used a bigger heart because that punch has a couple of sizes on there. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it. And it probably would have looked more like the stuffed ones if I had turned it over the other way. But I think this looks more like the one in the cartoons turned over this way. And I used, I did use those two punches that I showed you. I was thinking, man, I thought I did. I do. I used the bigger one, the 1/2 inch for the blue part that I just put on there, and the 1/3 inch for the tongue. But the eyes are with the 1/4 inch there, and I misplaced one. I will find it and show it to you, but yeah, I misplaced it white on white. I'm figuring, yeah, I just couldn't see it, so I just punched another one out. But the little black dots are the 1/8 inch punch. And I'm just going to add them on there. And they're so tiny, you just can't hardly pick them up and put them on there. So I am using my piercer there to put them on. But I think that's all I do to him. I think. Oh, except I do put another spot or two on there. And I am using the same color that I used to ink the edges. I didn't get a darker color. I'm just making sure that I get a little bit more ink on there. And you might all notice that I had the big background that one on here and started to do the inking and realized it and got out the other one. Here's some of the scraps I'm going to use. I might pull something else out, but I can't remember. And they're all cut at the size they were. In fact, one's already made into a banner. I must have changed my mind about it. Oh, there's that little white piece that I misplaced. I'm going to cut this off, and then it's going to be a wee bit too long for my trimmer, so I'm going to have to cut just a little bit more off so that it'll fit. And then I cut a strip for the bottom. I'm showing the heart for the nose because, yeah, I remember a little late. I get busy making something and forget. I just kind of folded that a bit in half to make my banner on it, and it is wider, but that's how much my scrap was, and I considered cutting more off, but I figured that one blue was really big, and so this being bigger would be okay. And I'm going to add the orange there. I had a hard time deciding if I wanted it at the top or the bottom, but I think it looks better at the top. And there is a wee bit of orange color in the photo. Now, I've got to tell you about the photo. I've had it a couple of years. My son sent it to me, and they were watching TV, and he did not bother turning the lights on. It looked like maybe the lamp that was a little ways behind him was on, but it was pretty dark in there, and I tried to lighten, and Malachi would lighten okay, but the rest of the picture in the living room, because it's so dark to start with, it was grainy. And when Miranda said, I'm going to have the 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos, I thought I'd put a few out and set them together so that, I can just grab one when got ready to make one, since it is going to be a weekly thing. Not that I'm going to do it every week. Well, things came up and I didn't go ahead and get it done on Monday, but this is the photo I was going to use. But I lightened it and everything and finally decided to remove the background and get one of those free clip things off of the internet and put behind him. And it is a birthday one. It's got balloons on there, but it don't really say happy birthday on there. So I thought it would work. And as you can tell, Malachi lightened fine. So he's on there and he was sitting on blue. But the thing I liked best about this photo was he has two Minkies in his mouth. Instead of just one, he has two. I didn't notice till I lightened the photo that he was drooling all over his shirt, so you can still see the drool on there. I could have probably fixed that, but I wanted to leave it because, I decided it was cute, even though I didn't know it was there until I got ready to do the photo. I have pictures of his older sisters with more than one Minky in their mouth, and I thought, oh, I just gotta make sure I scrap this one since he did it too. But, I could never find another one because that was my thought. If I found another one, I would use it. But it's been a couple of years and he don't have a binky anymore. And so, yeah, I had to use this one. Watch somebody give me an older photo and he has two in there. And yeah, but it turned out cute, fixed with Blue's Clues. And Malachi will like that. I added the neck to Blue here. And my oldest grandson loved Blue, so Blue's Clues was on the TV a lot, and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. I think I know all the songs, anything, was sung on there, but I think he was watching it for like 6 months before I realized Blue was a girl. I thought Blue was a boy since, she was blue, but yeah. I did finally notice it, but usually I was doing something else. Here I made a mistake. I forgot. At first, I planned on the blue plaid being on the back and having the solid color on the front. Then, when I got ready to cut them out, I changed my mind and decided to do it the opposite way because one scrap was bigger than the other and it fit better. And yeah, I put it on the wrong one to start with, but it is fixable. And I am just going to add foam tape to it and put it right there in the center of my, well, it's called a color wheel, and it's by Altenew. And if I was to make blue again, I'd probably move her eyes down a little lower. But I was going at the top at the point of the heart. Well, I guess it's the bottom of the heart, and I didn't think about it. Um, let's see, where am I at? Oh, here's my title. Now, see how I have the clue and the blue? Well, I was just going to do clue with colon, uh, and change my mind and decided to have Blue's Clues, but I couldn't find no S's, so I thought, I'll try the little one. I didn't like it. So they all ended up these, and I went ahead and put fun on there, and I thought, well, I could do fun and use the other font, so I changed my mind and took the fun off because I figured I could use it on something else very easily. I thought about putting that tab down there, but I couldn't figure out how I wanted it on there. So it's just going to set, but I could use this bullnose clip. I think that's what they're called, up here at the top, but it looked kind of plain. So I will dress it up a tiny bit, and then I'll add another star when I do the photos. I will add a few stars when I do the photos. That little picture wheel thing there, it's Echo Park, and it was already cut out. So I thought I'd go ahead and use it. Well, so was the bullnose thing and that tab down there. But I thought I'd use it. And I started to put that sticker. I did add cardstock behind it so I could move it around. But it says 100% Adventure Boy. And I thought I started to put it up a little higher, but I didn't like the gap. So I moved it down so everything will be touching and more of one piece. And here I fussy cut out cars and equipment and trucks and whatever, and they're all going the same way. I didn't notice that when I was cutting them out. So I was having a hard time figuring out what I was going to put on here. And I didn't want it running right into something. And I didn't want it to look like it was parking and, against a wall. So I had to add this yellow part on here so I could put me a car farther back so it looked like it was driving on a road. Yeah, I know. I know. But yeah, those are the thoughts that enter my head when I'm putting something on the layout. I wanted to add a little more yellow. The one that's down there on that bus is kind of a very light yellow. However, it was in the collection, so it goes with the paper, supposedly. And so I thought I wanted to put some more of that buttercup, buttery color yellow instead. And I know my little banner's on top where the others are on bottom, but that didn't bother me. I didn't mind that at all. And I just thought it'd be something a little different and make it a wee bit quirky. Like I don't have enough banners on my layout, I added the one for I Love Toys, and I'm also adding this Always Be Brave, because there's a race car right below there. So I added it on there. And here's where I pull out 3 of the stars. And when I take the picture, I thought, do they have some more stars on that sticker sheet? And so I will pull out more. I decided I didn't need that piece of equipment that's on that banner on there. And mostly because it was just going to land the end of it in the wrong place. Oh, here I remembered to show you the scraps. I forgot to show them. I'd set them over the side and forgot to show them. But let's see. Oh, I'm dressing up this with a tiny banner. Like I said, like I do not have enough banners on this layout. Going across here. And I thought, well, I want something else with it. So I will be going through my scraps trying to decide what I'm going to punch out because I wanted a circle. And since that one green has, see, I'm picking them all up looking at them. And the green has those stars on there. And I thought, well, I'll get a punch out where one of the stars can be the center of this, like a little ball or something, and put it on there. But now it don't look so plain Jane, and I'm a little bit happier with it. Now, I took all the pictures, I came in here, and I started editing the video. And before I started doing the voiceover, I went back in there and did my highlights. I forgot all about them. And that's when I added some more stars. And yeah, I did add to it. When you're watching the video, you notice things that you could have done and didn't do. But there's blue. And like I said, I think maybe I could have used the bigger nose and put the eyes down a little bit lower. And there's my title with the October afternoon stickers that I have plenty of, only not so much blue. I would love to have some more. What was it I needed? More S's of the bigger one. And there's my little bullnose thing in with a couple of stars I added. I would have put 3 there, but I ran out by then. And anyway, did add some stars here, and it only had 2 also because, yeah, I ran out. There was only so many on that sticker sheet. And yeah, so before this ends, I gotta remind you all that there is links to Kathy and Laura and Sonia down there below. But like I said, I think I'm the only one. Playlist for everybody else that are doing the other 2 series, the 52 weeks of favorite photos, and also the scraps, baby got scraps. So plenty down there to look at and get lots and lots of inspiration. But I hope y'all have a happy scrappy week. Bye.